All right, so let's talk about what we need to do to get really good and on the most direct pathway to mastering our instrument on the guitar. So in the beginning, there's a ton of friction when we pick up the guitar and first start to learn. So the whole idea behind this video is to simplify the process of learning the instrument. And to that end, I've got a link in the description below where you can click through and get access to a bunch of premium content that is directly related to the stuff that we're talking about today. Okay, so point number one, which I think is important, is identifying the music which you love and enjoy and would love to be able to play down the track. So the reason why this is important is because it identifies our inspiration. So whether you want to play like Hendrix or Eric Clapton, or could be metal players or funk players that inspire you, what's important is that you identify the music that resonates with you, because that's our fuel to move forward. Secondly, this is important because it's going to impact down the track directly what exercise and material you start working on when it comes to developing your skills. And then lastly, it's going to have a direct impact on the gear and equipment you purchase to get your sound as a guitarist. All right, so point number two is all about developing your hands and your motor skills first and foremost. Now, the reason why I think this gets overlooked is because a lot of people are time poor when they go to first pick up an instrument. And the way to get the most bang for your buck and efficiency out of your time is to work on developing your motor skills. And specifically, this is understanding and learning the technical concepts of the left and right hands. So the reason why, if you get these technical concepts learned for both single note playing and chordal playing understood in the beginning, is it's going to allow you to play with far more freedom down the track. So the biggest issue I see with guitarists who even at a higher level are held back technically by certain elements or aspects that they want to be able to play is because they haven't got these simple basic technical concepts under their hands and fingers how they should have been in the beginning. All right, so for point number three, it's all about developing your skills in context. So we can think of this as being in line with the first 2 points. So we've identified the music that we love and enjoy. We've got the technical concepts that we know we need to develop and learn. And now we're going to start practicing all of this in context with point number three. So that's learning repertoire, single note riffs and chord progressions that you love and enjoy. Now, the reason why single note riffs and chord progressions are important to focus on in the beginning is because they take care of the guitar's capabilities both a melodic instrument and as an accompaniment or chordal instrument. So you should have a goal of wanting to be able to play riffs or chord progressions either in time with the track or recording or with other musicians. So developing on working that is going to make sure you've got really solid foundational skills in the guitar's capabilities, both a melodic and a chordal instrument. All right, point number four, that's all about practicing correctly. So how do we practice correctly? In a nutshell, you can practice correctly by focusing on making accuracy the number one priority with your practice sessions. Now, the best way to emphasize that is to talk about how skills are built, particularly in relation to the guitar. So in the beginning, there's a lot of friction because we have to first consciously understand exactly how to do something before we can start practicing. So it could be, all right, for this riff, I need to place my fingers in this position and this finger here and my third finger here. And we have to have a conscious understanding before we can start repeating and developing the skills. By prioritizing the accuracy, you're inputting the correct way to go about that movement or action time and time again. And with enough of these repetitions, your subconscious is going to absorb the process and the skill, and you'll be able to execute it as music. So the biggest thing people overlook in the beginning is practice isn't a matter of just picking your instrument up, sitting in the chair for X amount of time and you miraculously get good. By following accurate repetitions of the correct way of doing something time and time again, we're internalizing those skills as subconscious, which we can execute and play effortlessly down the track. All right, so for point number five, it's all about practicing often. So how often is often enough? Short answer to this is 4 to 6 times per week. Those sessions can be as short as 15 to 20 minutes, provided you're hyper aware of what you're trying to develop and what particular skill you're working at. But you can get by on less, say 3, but to see consistent improvement, 4 to 6 times per week. Now, can those sessions be increased? And absolutely they can. And particularly as you start to engage more with flow state, where you get absorbed in the task you're doing, the enjoyment's going to go up. But in the beginning, I don't think people need to be practicing any more than just 15 to 20 minutes at a time, particularly for the first couple of weeks, just until they get moving, condition the fingers, condition the hands a little bit, start developing those skills. So for connecting this whole thing together, point number one, we've identified the inspiration. okay, what's going to move us forward. Point number 2, we've learned our left and right hand technical concepts in a majority of scenarios, so single note and chord progressions. Point number 3, we developed those skills in context. So music we love, the right skills in context together. Point number 4, we're practicing accurately, so we're getting the most efficient return on our time invested with our practice. And then point number 5, which brings all of that together, is we're practicing often enough. So if you follow those 5 points and concepts, you're going to develop skills and go a lot further, a lot faster than other traditional methods of learning the guitar. If you've got any questions about today, drop those in the comments below. If you want to get access to those materials I was talking about at the beginning of the lesson, follow those and sign up for the free stuff down there. Also, if you want to check out any of my online instructionals or courses, you can sign up for the HPM Guitar Fundamentals program, which masters the fundamental skill sets of contemporary guitar in context. My name is Ryan White. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you all in the next video.